Hey everyone, welcome to our training for this week, which is tonight on Friday instead of Monday morning. And thank you for your flexibility. So, hi to all you guys in the Tranquility Tribe and those that are watching from YouTube. I appreciate you jumping on. We're talking about sleep, and I get a lot of questions from you guys about your child's ability to sleep and waking up in the middle of the night and all the kind of issues you have with getting them to sleep. There's a lot of aspects to sleeping. And of course, if your kids aren't sleeping, you're not sleeping. So let's resolve some of it. Now, I'm not going to I'm not going to discuss all of it. I will tell you for those people in the inner circle, in the Tranquility Tribe, you have the sleep training program videos in your back office. There are two important videos. I highly recommend that you watch them. There's also a masterclass on sleep. So I highly recommend that you watch that. If you are having sleep difficulties, watch those videos, okay? Because we're not going to have time in this short training to go over absolutely everything. But also reach out to me if you have any specific questions. Now, one of our parents, one of our tribers, was wondering that why their 7-month old, 8-month old was still waking up in the middle of the night and drinking a whole bottle. For the most part, guys, after 6 months, your child is no longer hungry in the middle of the night. Unless you are feeding them very minimal amounts, they're not hungry. Just like you don't wake up at 3 in the morning and you want, like, to eat a meal, they don't want either. They're waking up to see you. And if you think they're waking up to drink their bottle or whatever, they're not. So that needs to end. And if you don't know how to end it, consult me. But basically, you're going to have to help them realize that they wake up, they have to go back to sleep. You can talk to them through a monitor and put them back to sleep. You can go in and rub their back and relax them a little bit. Give them a chance to go to sleep. They need to learn to sleep all night, not wake up at 3 in the morning or at 1 in the morning expecting to drink a bottle. Okay. So let's talk about a few things I want to address. Um, why does your child wake up? Why did they have problems going to sleep? They may not have a regular bedtime. They need a bedtime. If you are one of those people, I had a client whose toddler was going to bed at 2 in the morning. Do not let them just stay up for as long as they want to. I will give you a little clue about a child and being overtired. We adults, we get overtired. We are ready to crash. A child gets overtired, their brain is wired differently. And when they get overtired, they become wired and ready to party. They're cranky, they're crazy, they're out of control. Do not let them get overtired. You will never settle them down. I mean, once in a while, it's okay when you have things or special events, but on a regular basis, they should be going to bed at their bedtime, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever their bedtime is, that should be consistent every night. That's when they go to bed. Okay. Why do they wake up or why do they not sleep well? Like I discussed in the beginning, could be hunger, could be thirst, okay? Depending on what stage your child's in, how old they are. They may lack a sleep routine, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. There may be sudden changes in the home. Maybe you just had a baby. Maybe you moved to a new home. Maybe even you got a new job and things are not regular, or maybe your child is sick. Address that. They might be sick. Sometimes they're either phasing out naps or they're taking naps too close to their bedtime. Sometimes there are visitors in the house that are causing, you know, a disruption of their sleep. Keep in mind that as a child, Their biggest separation from you is during the night when they go to sleep till they wake up. That's sometimes 10 to 12 hours. That's their biggest separation. So if they wake up in the middle of the night, unlike you and me, we wake up, we know who's in our house. We know our child's sleeping over there, the dog's over there. We know that without having to see them. They don't. They wake up in the middle of the night. They have no guarantee that you're even in the house, and they get scared and they wonder where you are. That requires reassurance, not playtime, not food time, just reassurance that you are there. I'll see you in the morning, honey. Go back to sleep. That's all that requires. You make it a habit where you're going in, you're picking them up, you're holding them, you're feeding them, you're doing whatever. That will become a habit, and they'll expect to wake up in the middle of the night and spend some playtime with you. Okay, so what can you do? The first thing, whenever something strange happens with your child and you don't know what's wrong, consider different aspects, just like I gave you a list. First and foremost, consider if they're sick. If this is not the norm, are they sick? Are there changes in your home? Is there something that's causing them to wake up? Have they eaten something that wasn't good and they have an upset stomach? Do they need to go potty? Consider these things, figure out the problem. Okay. And like I said, if you can't figure it out, then think, what is different? What is different about this situation? And what is different that is going on in your home that may not seem like a big deal to you, but is a big deal to your child? Maybe it's causing them to have dreams that are waking them up. Look at the big picture. And even if it's something you're like, well, I got a new job, why should that affect them? It may affect them because you may be stressed out more so than normal, or maybe your schedule has changed, or maybe they're not seeing you as much. So just because something doesn't affect you, do not think it is not going to affect your child. Okay. Once again, bedtimes, they should be consistent. They go to bed at a certain time, they'll wake up at about that time. Okay. So keep those bedtimes consistent. For you too, honestly, to get the best night of sleep, you as an adult should have consistent bedtimes and wake up times. That will help you get your best night's sleep. Okay. Do you have a bedtime routine in place? A bedtime routine, and I ask this of people and they'll go, oh yeah, wait, we get in our pajamas and we go to bed. That is not a bedtime routine. A bedtime routine starts about an hour before bedtime. All electronics off. Let me tell you what electronics do to your brain. They cause your brain to go into party mode. Do you really want party mode for your child when you're trying to get them to sleep? No. We want your brain to go into sleep mode. It actually has a sleep mode. And that is the purpose of the bedtime routine, is to put your brain into sleep mode. And when your brain goes into sleep mode, then it gets ready to settle down and the child or you will fall asleep easier. When you put on your pajamas at night, you actually signal your brain to go into sleep mode. So I know a lot of kids, they sleep in their clothes. Don't do that, okay? Have them change. It is a signal to their brain. So what does a sleep routine look like? Well, you start it usually an hour before bed, and maybe they take a shower or bath, and they don't do it every day, then it doesn't include it every day. And then after the bath, they brush their teeth, wash, do a little hygiene, and they probably go potty before their bath. Brush their teeth. After they brush their teeth, they go in and they get their pajamas on. And then there's a sequence of events. Maybe they pick out 2 stories and you read 2 stories. Maybe you have a little tradition where you sing a song or you talk about something. Maybe you do the body relaxation meditation that I have in our group. It calms the whole body. You speak quietly, calmly, and you relax them so they go to sleep. Maybe you breathe 4 times. Smell the flower, blow out the candles. Smell the flower, blow out the candles. Maybe you do that 4 times before it's lights out. And let me tell you, when it's it's lights out. Do not let them go, "Oh, mommy, one more kiss, one more book, one more song, one more this." They will one more you to death. Do not let them do that. Do not let them get away with it, okay? Honey, I'm sorry, but we've done all that we're doing before you go to bed. We're done now. It's time to go to sleep. I'll see you in the morning. I love you, and walk out the door, okay? They will eventually stop trying to one more you to death if you don't allow it. Okay. And let me give you a couple ideas of, things that you could do before bed. Like I said, you have little conversations. You can talk about something great that happened in the day, and you can each mention it. What is something you did that happened? What is something I did that happened? That was great. You could talk about one thing you learned today. What is one new thing you learned? What is a new friend? Did you make a new friend today? You could talk about that. What are 3 things I love about you, and what are 3 things you love about me? You can talk about that. There are so many things you can talk about. You can talk about what is something that you made a mistake on. Is there anything that didn't work out for you today? What was it? Talk about those things and you talk about something that didn't work out for you, because that will eventually let them relax about things not going their way. Because you talk about it and then you're like, "Well, what could you have done different? Can you think of something you could have done differently?" "Well, the spelling test didn't go so well. I could have studied better." Or maybe next time, "Would you help me review my words, Mom?" Absolutely. It's a great little time to talk about something that didn't go right. We want to emphasize and we want to exercise their disappointment muscles so that they know that sometimes things go great and sometimes they don't go so great. So, those are a couple little things you can talk about before bed. Now, what about the bedroom? The bedroom should be comfortable, it should be cool. It should be relaxing. Their bed should be snuggly. If they're in a crib, you don't have all kinds of snuggle stuff in there. But if they have like a blanket sleeper they're wearing or something, depending on the temperature, you can have a tabletop fan that keeps the room cool. Plus, it makes white noise. It makes noise when it runs, unlike ceiling fans. They don't make too much noise. So you can have a tabletop fan, you can have a sound machine. Make sure their room is dark. You can use dark out blinds like what's right behind, like right here. These are blackout curtains. You can put them in the room. And at nighttime, they can be closed. If they're in their room taking a nap, they can be open, because we don't want naps to be 3, 4 hours long. We want them to know the difference between daytime sleep and nighttime sleep. So keep that blind open when it's daytime. The other thing is, make sure, and I mentioned it before, make sure if they're taking an afternoon nap, it is not at like 5:30 or 6 o'clock at night and then they go to bed at 8. They're never going to go to bed. They just had a great nap. So make sure your naps are mid-morning, mid-afternoon, okay? Important to eat well. Guys, eating well is not just so that you maintain a healthy body, but part of a healthy body is good sleep. And when you eat well, you sleep better. Eliminate the sugars, the caffeine. There's no reason your child should have caffeine. No reason at all. And certainly no reason to have consistent sugar. They do not need dessert every night after dinner that contains some kind of sugar product. That is going to energize them. Once again, we want them in sleep mode. We want them calming down. Okay. And one more thing, and this is very important and important for you as well. Make sure your child has an active day. Make sure you have an active day. Better yet, have an active day together. Because if the body is not tired, it won't sleep as well. If your child's just sitting there watching tablets or TV or video games and not getting out there and being active, they are not tiring their body out. And they're not going to sleep for a long time because they're not tired. So make sure all these things are in place and your child will sleep better. And ultimately, so will you. So I hope this helps. Please remember to reach out to me if you have any problems that you're not sure of how to handle. That's what I'm here for. In the Tranquility Tribe, remember every Thursday we have Q&A if you're in the inner circle. This coming Thursday, for all members of the Tranquility Tribe, we will have our masterclass, and it's a very important masterclass, and I really encourage you to attend. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and the masterclass is about planting life qualities, those core values, what you want your child to be about: honesty, integrity, kindness, all of those things that make up a really wonderful grown-up. How do you instill them in your kids? We're going to be talking about that, and we're going to go through a lot of qualities, and you'll go back home with it. I'll try to say that. You'll get a nice homework assignment to work on as well. Okay? So it's a really important one. We want to make sure we are having wonderful children learning how to be wonderful people, humans, adults. And it's up to you to plant those qualities. So learn how at the masterclass Thursday night, 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll see you there. The Zoom link is being sent out by Czar. It will also be posted in our messenger group, not on the Facebook page, because not everyone in the Tranquility Tribe Facebook page. Oh, no, wrong. It will be on the Facebook page because everybody in the Tranquility Tribe gets masterclasses. All right. And guys, if you think you have a friend who might want to join the Tranquility Tribe and you refer them, bring them on in. We'll give you a special coaching call just for you, a private call with me as a big thank you. Okay? That's worth $250, guys. So it's a pretty good bonus. All right. In the meantime, I'm grateful for you being here. Thank you for stopping by on a Friday night. I hope you've had a wonderful week. I'll be back live again Monday morning at 10 a.m. for our normal live time. And in the meantime, guys, I think we're talking about conversations. We're talking about conversations and sandwiching. This is really important as school starts and you want to get intimate conversations with your child. Okay, so join me Monday morning at 10 a.m. In the meantime, guys, I hope you have a fabulous weekend. As always, I wish you days filled with peace, love, tons of laughter. Really is the best medicine. Laugh a lot. I'll see you here next time in our Tranquility Tribe. Bye-bye, everyone.